WWE Saturday Night Main Event returns this week, and they have done a really good job at building up this event with really good fun matches that people are anticipating, championship matches no less, and the crowning of the inaugural United States Women's Championship. So here at the 606, we're going to be talking about the matches, predicting them, giving our thoughts. I am, of course, being joined today by Rylan Turner from WallopMedia. So we're going to give our predictions and have a little fun. I'm SES Vince. This is the 606. Let's get into it. I have Rylan Turner from WallopMedia joining me here today. Rylan, this is your first time here at the 606, man. Welcome to the 606. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. The holiday
Yeah,
spirit has taken over. I could
yeah,
feel the holy ghost of Christmas past flowing through my veins. So I'm very
yeah.
excited, and I'm very
For,
excited to talk some wrestling with you, Vince.
of course, of course. It's always a great time. And you know what? We're not going to kill too much time. We're going to jump right into things. We're here to predict Saturday night's main event this upcoming Saturday. But before we actually get to the matches being announced on the event, we have to talk about some matches that are going to happen on SmackDown. And that is the semifinals of the United States Women's Championship Tournament. So we're going to kick things off with probably the match I'm looking forward to the most this weekend, or one of, and that is Bailey taking on Chelsea Green in the semifinals to go to Saturday night's main event. And Rylan, since you're a guest here, man, I'm gonna let you go first. Who do you think is gonna walk away victorious on SmackDown and move on to Saturday night's main event's finals?
I think it's going to be Chelsea Green. I think that they have been slowly but surely heating her up for a period of time, and the crowd is taking to her. Like her character is, what it is, but people seem to
Right.
think she's hilarious, and that's fine. That's great. Bailey doesn't need this.
No.
Like it would be cool to have Bailey get to the final. Sure, you always know that when Bailey gets in the ring, it's great, but Chelsea Green adds a different element and a freshness to it that I think that these women's mid card titles need. They need some freshness to them.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I agree with you. I mean, if you guys haven't done so already, I'll probably put a link in the description of this video. Check out the top six countdown video that I did with Kitty Can See Baby. Bailey was actually one of the names that I listed of the women that shouldn't win the United States Championship just because we saw her be the WWE Women's Champion post WrestleMania. She didn't really get a chance to do anything and didn't do anything of note. Granted, that's not anything like on her side of things. That's not her fault. Creative is creative, and they didn't give her much to work with. But Chelsea Green is fantastic. She's entertaining, and this championship is almost tailor made for her. When I went to the SmackDown show in Chicago, she was one of the most over people in the entire show, not named CM Punk. That's how much the crowd loved her. But I'm with you. I got Chelsea Green walking away victorious on SmackDown against Bailey. So let's move on to the other semifinals match, shall we? And we have Mia Yim Mi Chin taking on Miss Money in the Bank, Tiffany Stratton, in the other semifinals match on SmackDown. Um, I'll kick this one off real quick and I'll let you pivot next. I got Mi Chin going here. Obviously, I don't think you can go wrong with either Tiffany Stratton or Mi Chin. They're both phenomenal talents. Tiffany Stratton is obviously the wrestler of the future. She's been built up as one of those future stars in that women's division for WWE going forward. However, Rylan, she is the current Miss Money in the Bank, and I think that's enough. I don't think she needs the United States Championship because, I mean, eventually she's just going to be the women's champion, whether she goes after the women's world title or the WWE women's title. And Mi Chin obviously has been putting in work. She's a veteran, never held a singles title outside of TNA. So she's a former Knockouts champion. I've mentioned her as a potential winner of the United States Championship tournament. And plus, if we have Chelsea Green advancing in the first round, I mean in the semifinals to go to the finals, you should probably have a babyface, and Mi Chin kind of fits the bill.
While I agree with you, I worry about the inconsistent booking that Michin has received for her
Mm-hmm.
entire WWE career, and I worry that they are going to just put it, they're just going to put Tiffany Stratton over to further build the fact that she's this phenomenal competitor. Um, they have been guilty of doing it before. Triple H is has a new vision, and we'll see if this is the direction he's going to go.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would love to see it be Michin because this is a woman that you really want to protect right now. Like, she's a great talent in ring. She's got a great personality outside of the in ring stuff. Like, while I haven't seen a ton of her mic work, she's great on Twitter. She's
Oh
hilarious
yeah.
on Twitter. That
Hilarious.
the Shelton Benjamin feud has been phenomenal
Yeah.
consistently. Her running and chasing people with her phone lately has been great. But
Mm-hmm.
no, what I said about Chelsea Green rings true. These two with less so because both of them are fairly newer faces, or at least newer faces at this placement in the card.
Right.
Um, I still think it's going to be Stratton because I still think they just want to heat her up as much as possible. But
Fair
I
enough.
will be pleasantly surprised if Meechin wins this match.
All right, we got our first disagreement in terms of predictions. You'd love to see it. So I don't have a graphic for it, obviously, but let's just take a look at the tournament. The finals, I have Chelsea Green versus Meechin, and in that scenario, I still, regardless of who walks out of the Meechin Tiffany Stratton side, I still have Chelsea Green being crowned the inaugural United States Women's Champion. I think she deserves it. She's going to be an obnoxious heel with the U.S. title, and she's gonna drive Nick Aldis crazy. I'm here for it. What are your thoughts?
I see. Like, I think it's going to be the opposite as to what the Intercontinental title goes. Right. I feel like we're
Okay.
getting one heel, we're getting one baby face,
Right.
and Chelsea is probably the one to do it. Like, I would really love to see Meechin win this thing. But
Yeah.
Chelsea, you're right. There's more story there. There's more opportunity for great segments. And we all know Chelsea Green can actually go too. Like, she's not been
Oh
really
yeah.
given the opportunity, but let's put her in that position now. If she's going to be a champion, strap on them boots and let's have a real good wrestling match. Um,
100%.
so I think I agree with you. Chelsea Green seems to be the way to go. But man, I'd really love it to be Meechin.
I would too. I would too, and I agree with you. I think there's going to be like some parallels and not parallels with the IC Women's Title Tournament because I think the favorites on that side of things is either Dakota Kai or Lyra Valkyria, in my personal opinion. However, we also have a video on the channel here, and I'll link that in the description as well, where you can see who we think here at 606 believe should be the inaugural IC Women's Champion. You know, cheap plugs all around here, Ryland. But okay, so we both got Chelsea Green here, right? All right, moving on.
Yep. Yep.
All right,
I would agree with that.
all right. Let's go with the latest match that just got added this past Monday on Raw. Sami Zayn came out, challenged Drew McIntyre after being gone for who knows how long. Made his return last week, took out Jey Uso, taking out Sami Zayn. Who do you have here and why?
Um, I think this is easy. This is going to be Drew getting his heat back after losing to Punk in the cell. There's Sami Zayn doesn't need this win, and honestly, Sami will bump his ass off for Drew. So Drew
True.
kind of needs an opponent like Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn's always been known as a good worker. So, and when it comes to selling, there's not a lot of people that are better at it than he is. So I think this will be good. This I don't expect this to go longer than like 10 because this is keep in mind Saturday night's main event is only a 2 hour show, right? So we're not. I don't think we're gonna get too many long matches out of it, right?
Right. I
Um,
mean, we'll see. I mean, we're assuming it's a 2 hour show, but it could easily go two and a half, three.
no, it's NBC, so they've booked it for 2 hours. So and they're not doing an overrun.
Gotcha. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. I
Yeah,
trust your
unless they do
judgment here.
maybe something like maybe they would extend it onto the Peacock app or like whatever we have up here, just the network up here in Canada. Like maybe
Yeah.
okay, we'll be 3 hours, but the last hour is only going to be on the network. They could do that, but just with them wanting this to be on network television, I expect that it's going to be a hard in and a hard out.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And I think you can get it done in 2 hours. Honestly, you don't need to give every single match a long winded, like 30, 20-minute showdown. Like you said, 10 minutes is solid. I'm with you as well. I got Drew McIntyre walking away victorious. Recently returned, needs to get his heat back. Makes all the sense in the world. I'm right there with you, Rylan. Moving on. Match number 3, we have the women's world title being defended. Current champion Liv Morgan defending against Io Sky, the number one contender. This is, I feel like, where we start getting into maybe territory. I feel like there's a world where you can see Io Sky winning. I but I think realistically it might just stay on Liv, especially as unfortunate it may be. It looks like they may still further continue Liv versus Rhea going forward. So Liv kind of needs the title if that's the course they're taking. What are your thoughts?
I agree with you. I love Io Sky. I'm a fan of Liv Morgan, and I think she's done a fine job over the last few months, with this character. I'm not opposed to it going either way, really, but like I'm so tired of the Rhea and her stuff that like I am almost praying that Io Sky takes the title off of her just so we can get that away from the title program. If you want to continue that feud, make it a blood feud. Do like a big hardcore match, but you don't need the
Mhm.
title then because you're dragging the title down, I think, by just extending the story longer than it needs to go. Um I'm with you though. I think it's probably just going to stay on Liv. It just makes the most sense. There's not
Yeah,
really a like Io Sky's great and she's great in the ring, but like there's no story coming out of it. You know what I mean?
exactly. Exactly. And who knows what they're gonna do with Io Sky and the rest of Damage Control. It looks like they're pivoting to more of a babyface group, which is an interesting course to take. But regardless, Liv Morgan, I think, as much as we may not like it, should still be champion. I personally am okay with her reign. I just kind of wish they would do more with her. So hopefully this is a step in that direction.
Okay. Yeah.
Next up, we have the match that just recently got tweaked and adjusted slightly. Originally, Gunther was slated to defend his WWE World title against challenger Finn Balor, but this past Monday, Damian Priest was added to the mix. First off, let me ask you, does the addition of Damian Priest change your prediction at all? And if so, who did you have originally? And if not, tell me why you have who you have.
Gunther is the world champion, and they're going to continue on with Gunther because he's just the most sure thing when it comes to the three of these guys. I love Finn Balor. I'm a fan of Damian Priest. I do not like the addition of Damian Priest into this match. I think it
Okay.
immediately takes away that freshness that I was very excited to watch between Gunther and Finn Balor. I thought they were going to have a killer match. Not that I think that it's going to be less of a killer match with Damian Priest thrown in the mix, but I've seen Priest and Gunther twice now, and I kind of wanted a refreshed like feud going for it. And you could have had Priest off TV until the new year and been fine. He could have come back to the Royal Rumble. He could have eliminated Finn Balor because I didn't think Finn Balor was going over. I
No,
don't think either now I don't think either guy are going over. It's just this is a spot where Gunther's going to get an opportunity to have a great match with two guys who can work. So it'll be great. It definitely will be great. I've enjoyed Gunther's reigns thus far, but I just the idea that Priest got added to this kind of irked me.
I can see where you're coming from because I too was looking forward to a breath of fresh air and a change of pace in terms of the title scene, especially because almost all the title scenes have kind of been like the same people, like in and out, doing rematches with each other. So Finn versus Gunther would have been a great matchup to see. I'm not all the way mad at Damian Priest being added because I thought this match was going to be presented to us at a certain point. I thought it would maybe be the match for the Rumble. Like, let Finn have his match. Damian Priest would cost him the match in some way, shape, or form. And then it leads to Gunther, Finn, Damian Priest for the title. But as long as we get that singles title match between Finn and Gunther, I think I'd be okay with this. If this turns out that this is the only title match Finn ends up getting, then I might be a little disappointed. Going into my prediction, however, Damian Priest being added to the mix doesn't change my prediction at all. I had Gunther retaining, regardless of who he was being challenged by, because if he is dropping this title, I think it will happen at Mania, and it'll be to I don't know. Right now, my leading guess is John Cena because I think that might be the WrestleMania match, which I wouldn't be mad with. So we'll see. I got Gunther retaining here as well, Rylan. So let's move on to the final match on the card, and that is, of course, Cody Rhodes defending his WWE Championship against fellow Canadian Kevin Owens, likely in the main event of Saturday night's main event. Rylan, who do you have here and why? And does Kevin Owens have a chance?
I actually think he does. I think this match has the most potential for a shock finish because I think they want to make this Saturday night's main event memorable. And there's no better way to do that than a shocking title change. I don't think it would be a long title run for Kevin Owens. I think they would book him versus Cody on the first Raw on Netflix and flip the title back onto Cody. But
Yeah.
I do think that Owens is a guy they know is a safe pair of hands to hold the title for a few weeks. He could do it like the Christmas house show loop, being a heel champion and getting, stunned or whatever happens, during their Christmas house show loop in New York. I think that, and I don't think Cody would mind. I don't think Cody would mind putting over Kevin Owens for a few weeks until they do Raw in January.
No, honestly, no. And I think it'd be an interesting way to go about it because obviously, with Roman Reigns being this long standing champion, Gunther with that long Intercontinental Championship reign, I kind of like that the world title on Raw kind of flip flopped a little because it started with Seth. Drew held it for like a cup of tea. Damian Priest, now Gunther. I'm okay with that, and I don't think it hurts Cody all that much. I think it adds more heat to Kevin Owens, and it lets Cody go back on the chase for the title, which I think might even heat him up a little bit too. This could go either way. I would really kind of hope that they go with a little swerve and shock us here, but I'm gonna take the safe bet and say that Cody Rhodes retains, and this leads to Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton down the line. Like eventually we pivot down there.
That definitely could happen. I will say there's one thing that I find is missing on this Saturday night's main event card is we don't have like a big talking segment booked. And I think that that's sorely missed because that's kind of what Saturday night's main event was. Half of it was building to a big, Piper's Pit or something like that. And doing something like that with Rollins and Punk or the New Day would be phenomenal. How and what you would do or how you would book that. Maybe this is the time to bring back Carlito's
Cabana.
Cabana. Yeah, let's do it. Bring back the Cabana for this.
Sure.
I think that's missing, but otherwise, I'm actually looking very much so forward to this. I'm cautiously optimistic about Jesse Ventura on commentary. I think WWE is going to get him ready. The match I'm most interested to hear him call is this one, the WWE title match.
That should be very interesting for sure.
We'll see, but this is a show that I'm actually very much so looking forward to seeing.
Yeah, agreed. I'm kind of looking forward to Saturday night's main event a little bit more so than I was for Survivor Series 2 weeks ago, and even Deadline last weekend. So we'll see how the show goes. They could still add a talking segment. I mean, CM Punk's not booked. Roman Reigns isn't booked. You could see them somehow like working their way into that. Especially if they release that little secret or favor that CM Punk has in his back pocket. So we'll see. The only talk shows that are available in the top of my head are Miz TV, which if they would have announced it Miz TV, they probably would have done it by now. But then again, they could also do something on Twitter in between the weeks. And then on the SmackDown side of things, there is the Waller effect. So they could do the Grayson Waller effect with Austin Theory and do something on that regards. So SmackDown will be telling for sure. With that being said, Rylan, I want to thank you for joining me on the 606 and doing the very first predictions episode. This has been a blast. I'm looking forward to see how well we do with our predictions.
Yes.
In the meantime, why don't you tell the lovely viewers where they can find you and WallopMedia?
You can find us on X for the time being at WallopMedia. Instagram WallopMedia, Facebook WallopMedia. Just type it in. We're the purple. Actually, this month of December, we are Christmas themed. So all of our artwork is Christmas themed. So look out for that. And yeah, we've got a ton of content coming out all month. Not every Friday. The first 3 Fridays of the month we'll have content dropping, and then we have Jager's Eve dropping on the 23rd. Jager's Eve 5, which is our annual WallopMedia Christmas party. Christmas Day we have an over under where our favorite chef Jack London joins us to talk about Christmas movies and Christmas television specials. And then, of course, at the end of the year, New Year's Eve, we have our WallopMedia Awards where we award the best and worst in pro wrestling out to the best and the worst wrestlers, commentators, what have you. Yeah. So, and yeah, me and Vince just did a rewind a few weeks ago talking about Armageddon 2004. So yeah, we have a lot of stuff out. So
Yeah, for
thank
sure.
you
A
very
lot
much,
of great
Vince, for having
content.
me.
Of
I'll
course,
definitely come back for more predictions as often as you'll have me.
Oh, 100%. We'll make sure our schedules line up, and we'll do more. Predictions are going to try to be a staple on the channel for sure. That being said, at 606 Universe, everywhere on the socials and on the channel, spell out the first six. This has been SES Vince. We'll catch you on the next one. Later, y'all.